Hey, Queen, did you ever feel kind of uncomfortable with a man paying your stuff, inviting you to a bunch of places, or do you ever feel that if if a man takes care of you, then you lose your independence? Did you ever feel like that? Well, if that is you, then this video is for you. We're gonna be talking about what we talk in my channel normally, which is feminine energy and human nature, right? And I want you to know that you wanting to you wanting to feel safe, you wanting to be taken care of in at a very deep and core level is literally in your DNA. It's in your most profound human nature. It's not a choice, it's not a preference. It's built into your cells, into your being. It's part of the human species, right? So if you're a human being and you're a female, it'll be wired into you to have a need at a core level to be protected, to be provided for, and to be taken care of. Okay, so let's talk quickly about the independent woman trap, right? It's a fallacy, it's a myth where society has told you that if you do it all on your own, if you are if you don't allow anyone to help you and take care of you, then you are safer. Then you are better off. You're safer. Kind of like if I get married and I allow my husband to take care of me, to provide for the whole family and, all that stuff, then I will be a non-independent woman. I'll lose my independence. Well, this is a feminine energy wound, It's not normal or healthy um thought because, you know, of course you want to be a grown woman, and you before you ever get together with any man, you should know how to take care of yourself. You should know how to make money. You should know all these things before you ever get together with any man. Absolutely. Otherwise, you're just a child, right? That went from your parents' home to having a man as a daddy, right? Hence the word they use, sugar daddies and that kind of stuff, right? So if you don't ever know how to take care of yourself, yeah, you'll be in trouble and you're going to be taken advantage of, and you're going to be afraid to tap into your dark feminine energy, and you're not going to be someone that can have boundaries and be firm. You'll be afraid to do that if you don't know how to take care of yourself. Yeah, I talk about this in my other videos where every woman needs to be balanced in masculine energy, because if you don't have that, you're a child. You're a child, right? You're unbalanced. Now, let's talk about this trap, right? So, granted, you should know how to take care of yourself, but once you get married, once you are with the one, what happens then, right? So, for one, you should know that men's core need at a DNA level is to protect you and provide for you. They need that to feel fulfilled and to feel whole and to feel like a man. If they don't do any of that, they feel like your roommate or like a child, a man child. Remember the man child? That's it. So, out of breath. So what happens then? You are to step into your feminine energy, and I'm even going to say it. Step into a feminine role. Yeah, because sometimes they're like, oh, like the roles are different than the energy, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to use it as a role because it does have part of that. It is part of the role, right? Kind of like if you are the breadwinner, you by by being by your essence, you're not in your feminine energy, period. Right? Why? Because you are constantly in high alert of how to provide for yourself, for the family. There's nothing relaxing, there's nothing leaning back. You're on high alert, fight or flight. So yeah, like roles and the energy are, intertwined. So sometimes girls think that if they go on dates and they allow a man to pay and treat them and all of that, that they owe them something. Or you, as a wife, allowing your husband to take care of you and your family, provide for the family, that you owe him something. No, you don't owe anyone anything. Why? Because if you understand feminine energy, you'll know that your pure being, yourself, your being is it, is the price, if you want to call it that. It's not a good term because it gets thrown around, but it's you, your presence, your being that is the reward for a man. Yeah. So just you being you, you're worthy of that. It is your birthright. It is your God-given right and role to be. Just to be. Not to do, not to accomplish, not to be a roommate, not to be anyone's provider. Just to be. Okay, so you allowing a man to take care of you and you provide for your family and look after you does not make you weak, does not make you non-independent. Now, if you, I am all for women should always be someone that have their own life. You know what I mean? Like you're someone with your own interests, with your own passions, your own mission, your own purpose. So with that, the ideal scenario is that you have your own business or your own way to earn money for your own fulfillment, for your own joy. That's literally it, for your own joy. Okay? Because it's your purpose, whatever that is. But not because you want to make sure you don't owe anything to anybody, or that um now you'll be you know, tied to someone. Like, you should always be a woman with a plan anyway, right? Which is to have that um masculine energy side of you even then, right? Even when you allow your husband or whatever to take care of you, you need to be a woman with a plan, right? Like scenario planning, so on and so forth. You get it? Like, no matter what. Because otherwise, again, if you're just all love and light, all light feminine energy, you can end up in a bad situation, right? Because you never, like, literally you can't predict a future. You don't know. um you literally can't control people around you. You can't control your husband and all these things. So you always should think in terms of scenarios, of course, because that's um part of having a healthy masculine energy. However, it's not to say that you should live paranoid or that you should be in high alert. You should just be someone that has a life of her own as well. This is being independent, having your own pursuits, your own manifestations, your own passions, um your own way of making money, right? Just for your own sanity, or whatever you want to call it, right? Because no man likes a needy woman. And a needy woman, I'm not talking about that she needs to be provided for. I'm talking about the woman that is emotionally needy to the man. And when you're someone who doesn't have your own life, your own passions and things, you're going to be someone needy, obviously, right? So you understand the balance. It's all about balance here in this topic, in this context, right? But, like, I'll give you an example, right? So I have my coaching practice. I have um my coaching practice, which is uh my purpose, my passion, what I like doing. But my husband takes care of our family, like 100%, right? He's fulfilling his role and his masculine energy by being a provider and protector of our family, right? So, you know, and I'll tell you, back in the day, when I was young and stupid, when I was maybe 16, 17, that kind of stuff, as you know, I grew up in Mexico, right? I'm Mexican, born and raised there. And a lot of the women there, and as I've mentioned, is like the mecca of feminine energy there, right? But it's predominantly the light feminine energy, right? The pure love and light. Women are not quite balanced in their masculine energy there. So I had a huge wound and misconception about the whole topic of independence. Absolutely. I grew up with that. I grew up absolutely hating the pure feminine women. I absolutely hated it because I associated it with being needy, with being stupid altogether, with being um yeah, just stupid altogether, right? Because, like, oh, she can't manifest anything on her own. She has to ask her husband for permission, and just to an extreme, right? And when I went to Sweden to be an exchange student there for a year, it was like, oh my God, so refreshing to see the women there have, be independent, have their own pursuits, have their own money, have their own, I want something, I get it, right? And of course, that was the other extreme, because the women there were in full masculine energy mode. They didn't have any feminine energy in them, and they ended up in 50-50 relationships and marriages that were roommate situations. At the end of the day, they were just roommates, right? Like partners. That's what a partnership is. You are business partners that live together, and very soon there's nothing romantic, there's nothing more to it, right? And then the issues come. Because again, if you are a human being, you are more than that, more than just a child and more than just a roommate. You are a lot of us, some of us, maybe the 1%, we want it all. We want the being a master manifester, and we want the romance, we want the polarity, we want it all. Yeah, so this is why we're here in this channel, where we're learning the balance of the energies, masculine, feminine, dark feminine, all this stuff, right? But if I hear you say that you feel guilty, or that you feel like you owe him something, or that you don't want to lose your independence, you have a lot to heal. And you have a lot to learn, because you're missing out on a fulfilling, to the core relationship where you can lean back and be an actual woman, be in your feminine energy, and allow things to happen to you, to come to you, and be magnetic. You can have that instead of being in high alert, instead of being your own protector and your own provider forever. That's when you're on your own, that's when you're single. But that's why God created men, to be your reciprocal match, your complementary match, or whatever. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there, as I've heard some comments of like, I don't feel, I wouldn't want to leave my independence behind, or I'd feel like I owe him. I don't want to owe him anything. That's why I realized this needed to be out there. This is nothing new, but you resonate with different people. So here you have it. And let me know in the comments if you ever felt any of this. And then I'll talk to you later. Bye now.